Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Oh, get a round of applause. That's right. It's a boxing hour with a bit of a difference, mainly because I'm here. But one thing hasn't changed. We have plenty to keep you entertained over the next hour.
They've made a lot of surprising transfers, though, especially the whole host of players from Benfica. The manager, Nuno, having a great relationship with Benfica. The likes of Cancelo, Rodrigo and Andre Gomez. Are we going to see any feature today? Season have been very defensive. We talked about that before the match. They sometimes have struggled for goals, though. They've all come at once. There was that amazing 8-0 against Sunderland, the 4-0 against Newcastle. Is that going to be a problem for them going into this? Actually just signed from Zurich at a very young age of 17. Salzburg really needed that performance for confidence because even though the Premier League starts a lot later and so does the Bundesliga, Salzburg start next week, as you said, in the Cup, and then their season starts. So a great start for them. But let's talk about you for just a moment because we do have time to breathe. It's been a very fast tournament so far. Last season they've lapsed massively defensively. I think they had 65 goals against them. They've had so many problems with goalkeepers. Did we actually see them tested in their defence and with Weidwald, who's their new keeper from Frankfurt? And do stay with us as well for our grand final of the Audi Quattro Cup. No, I am not doing it. Okay, here you go. There, header.
Time is a voice in our head that tells us we can't stop. It's the whisper in the background that reminds us we're only as good as our last win.
Years gone by.
All right, gents, we'll talk more about Mayweather-Pacquiao in a moment's time. But before we go any further, there is, of course, someone very important missing, as we've mentioned lots tonight, but he wanted to make sure we did. But fear not, we will still have your weekly dose of Bunsey. Steve has been soaking up the atmosphere out in Las Vegas, and I spoke to him earlier to see how it's all going in the build-up to Mayweather-Pacquiao. It's almost like the last couple of days, the tide is changing because all of a sudden people are like, hang on, Pacquiao has got a chance. So what would Pacquiao have to do in those first couple of rounds? In politics, surgeons, and that's incredible pressure that I could never possibly understand. They're saving somebody's life. However, a footballer also has a pressure that we can never understand. I'm not a professional footballer, but I work with a lot of them and do see that pressure that I think we don't appreciate, especially when you can go into the World Cup and 90 minutes you can be a hero or a villain. Remember David Beckham when he was pictured as a dartboard, there was an effigy about him, and he said back in 2012 that he still has nightmares about what happened.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome along to the Haringey Box Cup. This is the biggest international boxing competition in Europe. On Friday, it started with 500 boxers registering. Then it went down to 390 boxers who made the weight. Then yesterday, we saw the semi-finals, and today it's all about the finals. Good afternoon. I'm Charlie Webster, and I hope you stay with me for this marathon broadcast because we are live for 7 hours, and we're going to try and show you as many live bouts as we possibly can from the finals. They've already started. Just coach say to you, what did your coach say to you? I think he's standing just to the left of me after the Friday fight, which was the brawl going into the Saturday one where you did sit back and you just timed your shots perfectly.
The Saturday one, yeah, he just said go out there. He said, listen, you can't afford to have another hard fight. Do you know what I mean? You got to make
boxers would get straight on Google and try and look at past fights and see who they're fighting. How much, if you do that, does that change your game plan?
Silence has been deafening. The FA haven't said anything for 3 months. The only thing that Greg Dyke, who's the FA chairman, has said is it's a dilemma. It's his job as the governing body to control this and to put some rules, a code of conduct to say that if a footballer goes and rapes or murders, he is not allowed to have that privileged position which he worked for. And footballers are not all like this. Footballers are athletes. As you know, Christine, they're family men, and this is giving footballers a...
Single person in the stadium has to wave their flag, stand up, stomp, make some noise, because this is the last night of the athletics, the last night of the Paralympic Games in this Olympic stadium. You're the lucky 80,000 people. This is not going to happen again here at London. So are you ready? Make some noise, everybody!
Come on, make some noise!
How's it going, Charlie?
I feel better than I've felt all day. I found the bike so tough, but I like running. I didn't feel too bad, actually. Everything hurts. I've ever done in my entire life. It's way harder than any endurance runs I've done.
You really earned that, didn't you? Not only today, but in the training in the build-up to this race.
Yeah, I've trained really hard and hopefully it's paid off. It's my mum.